Question 11. We have to factorise 7x squared minus 63, and this is part A. So the first thing we can think about is there's three types of factorisation, or three techniques that you need to know at National 5. You check for all of these in order. So the first thing you check, is there a common factor? Now, 7 is a factor of 63, so we can take out 7 right away. So if we take out 7, we get inside the bracket, we get x squared minus 9. The next thing you want to check for is it a trinomial? Now a trinomial will be in this form. The important thing in this case is that you need A and B to not be equal to 0. So they cannot be equal to 0. But x squared minus 9, there's no x term in this, so it's not a trinomial and we cannot factorise it as such. The last thing you want to check for is dots, the difference of two squares. And the idea is we have a squared minus b squared equals a minus b in one bracket and a plus b in the second bracket. Well, if you take x squared, a can be x and b could be 3 because 3 squared is 9. Now technically minus 3 squared is 9, but we're just going to deal with the positive. We're just going to take the positive square root of 9. So doing that, we get a minus b, with a being x and b being 3. That would be x minus 3, and then x plus 3. And that's us finished the first section. The second section says hence simplify. So we know that A, we have to use the solution to part A, and B, it will come in useful. So we have to simplify this. This kind of thing comes up a lot, and essentially what you want to do is you want to recognise that the denominator can be factorised, and you want to factorise the denominator. I'm going to do this on here. Plus 3x minus 9. The first thing is there's no common factor, but it is a trinomial because we have an x squared term, an x term, and a term with no x, which we call independent of x. We can make the 2x term and an x term because once these two multiply each other, they make 2x squared. And we have to find a combination such that this number and this number multiply to make -9. So we have to do as many combinations as possible until we find one that expands to give us this. But these two must multiply to make the -9. So suppose we did something like I don't know. We have a +3 and a -3, and they multiply to make -9. But if we expand this out, we get 2x squared. We're then going to multiply the 2x and the -3, because x minus 3 is just an x and a -3 adding each other. That is -6x. Then we add on 3x and we take away 9. And the term in x is going to be -3x, which is not equal to +3x. So this one can get scored out because it's not the correct one. Let's give this one a go. You just have to try some of these out until you get the right one. Again, we get the 2x squared and we get the -9. (2x) multiplied by 9 gives you 18x, and the -1 times x is -x, so 18x and -x is +17x. So this is also wrong. So suppose we did this. We get 2x squared. We get 2x times 3, 6x, -3x, and -9. Now we got the 6x and the -3x. Adding them together gives you the x term of +3x, which we require. So this is the correct factorisation of 2x squared plus 3x minus 9. Now, if you use this method in an exam, make sure you make it clear which factorisation you're going with. I would suggest scoring out, like I've done, score out any of the wrong ones, because if you, no matter if the question is an algebraic fraction question or if it just asks you to factorise something, if you use this method, you're most likely going to find a few wrong factorisations, which is okay, but I would suggest scoring them out. It's one of those times that you don't want to show the working, because you want to make it abundantly clear that this, like I've done up here, that this is the factorisation that you found to be correct. Plus 3x. minus 9. You want to use the factorisation on the numerator, and we use the one we found in the last section. Then we want to plug in this 2x minus 3, x plus 3, and the last thing we want to do is cancel out any common factors. Now you notice that there's a bracket of x plus 3 that can be cancelled out, and having a look at it, there's nothing else that can be factored out. So we conclude that we have 7 bracket x minus 3 all divided by 2x minus 3, and that's the final answer. This sort of thing comes up a lot. It's a 5-mark question. In this case, it might be 4 marks or 3 or 5 in the exam, but both of these combined is 5 marks, and it's hard at first, but once you do some of these, you realise that the factorisation of the denominator should allow you to cancel out, as I've done. So, best of luck with the studying. Thank you for watching.